guys, welcome back to 6 p.m. Kickboxing. My name's Alexa if you haven't been here before, and if you have, then welcome back. Let's get right into our warm-up. So nice neutral stance here, rolling our shoulders back. Bringing our shoulders up towards our ears, shoulder blades tucking down into our back pockets. And we're thinking about inhaling through the nose, down into the diaphragm, and out through the mouth. And from here, let's actually do some chest openers. Hopefully you're all having a great week and have been able to get outside for some of this nice weather. If not, hopefully this weekend you'll be able to spend a little time outside. It finally feels like spring. Remember here, we're starting to stance. We're not standing anymore, so it should feel like work. It shouldn't feel like standing. We should start to feel our feet and our ankles, our legs, our glutes, our abs holding us up. And keeping those elbows engaged to feel that pump through the chest. Let's go into some helicopters. And here, we're gonna stop. Think about what your heel's doing. Is it up in the air? Is it on the ground? Make sure it's staying nice and low. And we're still breathing. Still thinking about that breathing, always, always. Once you know when to breathe, you won't have to think about it too much. All right, let's take it into a little quick side stretch. Inhaling up, exhaling over. Other side, we'll do this a couple times each side, pulsing on each side. And if you find that you're not able to get a deep enough stretch, you're probably like here, get a little wider, and you can actually put your arm on your leg for balance if you need to. Now let's do some arm circles back. Little circles here, because we're trying to warm up those shoulders, and do a couple forward as well. I don't normally do the shoulder rolls forward, just for the record, just because I think that landing them in the back, or just focusing on that, helps with posture a little more. So that's why we're going backwards and forwards on this one, but not the other one. From here, some knees. Remember, we always want to stay nice and tall. We never ever want to bring our face down towards our knee. We never want to expose the top or the back of our head to our opponent, if at all possible. And we don't want to hit ourselves in the face. Starting to think about those lower abs. From here, let's chamber up through the center and open up to the outside. If you want to practice for balance, you can. Otherwise, you can just touch down in between. 3 to 5 opening, and then we'll do 3 to 5 closing and switch sides. Really important to think about your breathing when you're trying to balance. A lot of people want to hold their breath because they're focusing, but we really want to breathe. It's going to be harder to balance if you're not breathing. I'll switch sides now, or directions now. So you should feel your hip flexors warming up. When you're done with that, we'll do kicks for stretch. 5 to the front, 5 to the side, and 5 to the back. Remember, for these front kicks, we don't want our spine to curve pretty much at all. We want to stay nice and tall. And if you're finding that you're having to curve to accommodate how high your kick is going, you're going too high. The kick doesn't need to be high, not for stretch or for self-defense. A kick to the knee is devastating. I had a friend ask for my last video, asking our other friends, oh, can you guys kick that high? You don't have to kick high. A kick to the knee is devastating. And I'm only turning here just so you guys can see that I'm just turning my eyes and not my whole body to look. Finishing up the other side. And when you're ready, nice strong fighting stance. So be left leg forward, right leg back. All right. And I wasn't gonna have a starting and a fighting stance, but I said it already, so let's do it. We're gonna do just a real quick, just punching to warm up, to start. So nice strong fighting stance, left leg forward, right leg back. A nice strong guard, and our fingers are curling in on themselves. Thumb comes across to point towards the pinky. We're always striking with those front two knuckles with all the strikes that we do here. Let's start off with just jab crosses. And you can play with the rhythm here. You can just go 1, 2, 1, 2, or you could go 1 and 2 and, or at least that's how I like to think of the rhythm. It's up to you though. I'm breathing in for 2, out for 2. Ideally, we would exhale with every strike, but since this is for warm-up, I'm not too concerned about it. All right, let's do hook uppercut. Now I'll set this down so you can see the nice, strong, tight fists always. Remember, our hook comes around to the side of the face, uppercut comes underneath to the chin or to the gut. You got 10 seconds. Just a few more. Other side, same thing, jab crosses to start. Don't leave your hips behind, don't just use your arms. That looks like this, and it does nothing to your opponent. So I'm not just turning my whole torso with my punches, but I'm actually pushing my glute through all my punches. You've got 10 seconds here. And notice my right leg is forward this time because my jab is coming off the front, which is my right side. And hook uppercut. Hook off the front, uppercut off the back. Try to bring that guard back around before your next punch. Back around before your next punch. 10 seconds. Again, feel free to play with the rhythm. All right, let's go down for some abs. Let's start with some Superman crunches, or Superwoman crunches, or super person crunches. Whatever you want to call them. Keep it up. Make sure you're not reaching with your arms or your face, but your abs. We try to keep our arms and head kind of where they are in alignment to our body. So no shooting forward, no reaching, no cheating. All right, let's come down and let's do some bicycles. Again, try not to reach with your elbows this time. We don't want to pull our face forward or do this. We want to look up at the ceiling, have a nice relaxed neck, and turn our whole side into that. And in fact, let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back at it. And hold the other side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back at it. One more time each side. So I'm doing my left side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back at it. Keep breathing. And right, left side, other side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, full body stretch. Real quick full body stretch because we're going to do a little bit of some glute bridges or hip thrusts rather. So let's do one leg up, arms out if you need some balance. We're just going to do these for a time. Keep it up. Think about like pressing your heel into the ceiling. If you need help tucking your hips, you can this time tuck your chin. Other side. Keep it up. If you don't need the arms for balance, you don't have to use them. You can rest your hands on your stomach. All right. And let's roll it over. And let's do, how about 10 push-ups of your choice. If you're gonna do regulars, make sure those elbows come back and not out to the sides. I'm gonna do brave eagles, which do come out to the side. 10 here. All right. And let's get right into it. Grab a drink actually if you need it real quick. I'm gonna grab a quick drink. And we'll come back to it. Left leg forward, right leg back. Just like we started, our feet are in the opposite corners of a square. It feels like stancing, not just like standing. It doesn't feel easy. And our guard matches nice tight this. Let's do the 4 strikes we were just doing. So we're gonna do jab, cross, hook, uppercut. So that's front, back, and another way to think of it is to the nose, around to the side of the face, and to the chin. We're gonna go for the chin this time. We're going to do that classic 4, but we're gonna add a little duck in here to get our glutes nice and warmed up for some back kicks and side kicks. So jab, cross, we're gonna hook. That sets us up for our duck because we're facing our back leg. We're going to come down into that duck, around and up through the center. And then if we switch, jab, cross, hook, duck, uppercut. And you can feel free to make this as dramatic as you want to, coming really down low if you really want to work your glutes, or if you just want the practice. So 1, 2, hook, and uppercut. So that's 4 strikes with a little duck in there. Jab, cross, hook, duck, uppercut. From the side, and we're switching every time. Jab, cross, hook, duck, uppercut. Realistically, you don't have to get super low. We just want to remove our head from the space that it was in to dodge our opponent. And if you need to, take it in pieces. 1, 2, hook, duck, uppercut. And we're switching. If you can switch 3 times. Otherwise, if that's not good for you where you're at, feel free to skip that part and just switch. Keep it up. I'm gonna grab a timer. Okay. So things to think about on this duck. Most importantly, we never want to come down like this. So it's not a squat or a hip hinge in the sense that we're coming down like here. We really want to stay as upright as possible. And for me, I find that having a really wide stance helps facilitate that. Other things to think about, we want our eyes to stay up on our target. They shouldn't be coming down towards the ground or at our legs. Always have your eyes on your target. Another thing to think about here, just laying it on you guys, is that breathing that I've been talking about in the past few weeks. We're going to breathe in deep, and I'm going to exhale with every strike. Let's do 2 more on each side. So notice I'm not breathing in between. I'm breathing in before my combo and using all that air to exhale with each strike. All right, let's move it on. Let's do some squat back kicks. So you guys know these if you've been watching my videos. If you don't, we're doing a regular squat, making sure our knees stay behind our toes and that we're not coming down like this. Squat, chamber up, back kick, and we're looking behind us always. Let's do 6 on each side. That's 12 all together. I'm squeezing at the top of my squat and the top of my kick. So these are not for speed. Chambering up, kick, squeeze, and I'm done. Squat down, squeeze, chamber, kick, squeeze, and coming down. And that little squeeze and that practicing that full extension on those kicks is what's going to help you have powerful back kicks that can drive through your opponent rather than just striking them. Couple more. I looked at my cameraman and lost balance. One more on each side. All right, and let's use that back kick with a little combination. Now remember, anytime that we're lunging or shuffling, you can do as big or as little as you have room for. So left leg forward, right leg back. Nice strong guard that matches our legs. Left arm forward, right arm back. And we're gonna lunge in. We're gonna do a roundhouse elbow off the back, just because that's kind of where our momentum's going. So we're gonna lunge, land that weight on the front foot, roundhouse elbow off the back, rising off the front. Let's grab the shoulders, do a knee off the front, kick, and we'll land it back. And now we kind of return to our space. So we're lunging in, elbow off the back, elbow off the front, grab, knee off the front, back kick, okay? And remember that back kick, to knee, devastating. You don't have to go high for this, but if you can, feel free. Lunging in, elbow, elbow, knee, back kick. A lot of times we go right, left, so this one might be a little bit confusing. We're moving in, we're coming off the back, off the front, grabbing off the front, and now that's becoming our back leg again. So feel free to take it into pieces. I'll move it to the side so you guys can see better. I'm picking up and kicking back. And that switches us, yep. One thing to make sure of in this back kick is that we're not opening up our hips or turning to the side here, because that's a different kick. So this kick is like, we don't have time, we just gotta pick it up and kind of, we're kneeing towards the front, and then somebody comes up behind us and, whoop, all right, we're right there for it. So, lunging in, elbow, elbow. Remember, we're nice and close to this opponent. This opponent, we have a little more room, so we're gonna kick them. And then we'll land back. Lunging in, elbow, elbow, knee, back kick. Really thinking about those abs too. A lot of times we're thinking about our glute, our leg pressing through our opponent, and we're not thinking about our abs holding us up front. And one thing that's gonna help with that is exhaling with every strike. Nice strong fighting stance. Feel free to readjust in between. Keep it up. Just a couple more seconds. Remember, we're round elbow comes across the face. Rising elbow comes to the center of the body. And whoop, our knee comes off the front and back kick. Elbow off the back, elbow off the front, grab, knee off the front, back kick. All right. Let's come down and do, oh, grab my timer here. Let's come down and do a little bit more abs. Coming down here where you guys can see me. Let's do some squirmies. So, bringing just our shoulder blades up. Try not to crunch with your neck. Really, the only time I recommend bringing your chin to your chest is when you're doing hip thrusts. Squirmies, squirmies. So I'm not reaching with my arms. I'm keeping my arms where they are, and I'm using my torso to move my arms closer to my heels. I know I harp on that a lot, but I see a lot of times people don't feel like abs exercises are effective for them. And I think that's a lot of times because people are using momentum and not their actual abs. Couple more. round of some clam shells. Super quick, so we're gonna come down onto our side. My hips are stacked on top of each other. So one is right on the ground, the other one's directly above it, pointing towards the ceiling. We don't wanna lean forward or back. I'm gonna put my hand, or my head in my hand, and we're gonna flex our feet. And we're going to come up and squeeze at the top. You should feel this in your side glute. If you don't, try to see what your toe is doing. Your toe should be pointing forward, right where your eyes are looking. So nice and slow and controlled. We don't want to be speeding through this. It's not really necessary for this particular workout. 2, let's do one more. 1, squeeze. Let's hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's switch sides. And this is just 30 seconds. Again, on the other side. You can also have your head up like this. Really depends on what's most comfortable for you. I find this the most comfortable. Make sure you're flexing your feet. Just like as if your feet were flat on the ground. Squeeze at the top there. If you're not feeling it, try to squeeze for a little longer and then come back down. You should also feel this just a little bit in your obliques. Keep it up. I think this is like a Farrah Fawcett exercise, or Jane Fonda. I can never remember. I always get the two of them mixed up, I'm sorry. Born in the 90s. One more. Hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's come back up. Let's do maybe like one more combination, I think. And to start that combination, we're gonna do something you may have done if you've been doing my videos, and if not, we're gonna just do it right now, do what we have room for. We're going to left leg forward, right leg back. We're gonna roundhouse kick off the back. And this is just to set us up for a side thrust kick, because now I'm landed in my nice side stance. I'm going to step behind, point the heel, and kick out with that side thrust kick. And then let's just shuffle back and switch. We're just gonna do this a couple times. Roundhouse kick, shuffle, side thrust. Hopefully I'm not getting too close to the camera here. I'll show it from the side. So I'll show it from this side. Roundhouse kick off the back. That's just to set us up so we get the right idea that it's this one side, the one glute, one back pocket, pointing the heel of my standing leg, pick up and kick. Let's do one more each side, because this isn't the main focus, just we're getting our side thrust kicks nice and warmed up. One more each side. All right. If you're done with your one more each side, we're going to keep the side stance, and I'll add on a little challenge if you'd like it, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna be moving from side to side. Normally we move back, front, back. We're just gonna move side to side. So now I'm gonna step behind from the side here. My heel points. I pick up my chamber across my body and I strike through with my side kick. I'm gonna land and I'm going to elbow off this, so I'm gonna do a side elbow, sinking into that, using that blunt part above the point. And then let's just move into a hook from there and then just reset. Just to practice these side thrust kicks. Step behind, kick, landing elbow, and a hook. Can you see me still in the camera? Yeah? Okay, cool. Step behind, kick, and we're landing into an elbow. Still see me? I'll do it this way. And I'll move back a little bit. Elbow, hook off the back. And I'm literally just kind of stepping out of my side stance into my normal fighting stance. A little step, or you can kind of do like a little quick shuffle. Don't worry too much about it though. We're mainly focusing on that kick. I'll do this from this side. Kick, elbow, uppercut. So we're doing our kick, elbow, uppercut. And you'll notice that the difference here, I'm gonna show you guys coming towards you. If this is my side thrust kick, I still have my guard pointed towards you, my torso is coming around, it's pointing this way, right? And I still do have my toe and knee pointed away from the wall, closer to the floor, but it's not like a back kick, for example, which looks like this. My whole back is facing you. And in fact, no, let's just keep it simple. Never mind. We're just switching every time. Let's do maybe 3 more on each side. Really focusing on that side thrust kick. Side stance, kick, elbow, uppercut. And you can also just do this back and forth. I'm only switching for you guys just so you can see me coming at you. But you could easily just return to your stance, kick, elbow, back and forth in your space. Couple more each side. I'll switch. One more. All right. Let's do a little quick round of wine glasses and wrap it up. So this is going to be our superset. When you're ready, we're going to be on all fours. Make sure your knees are under your hips and make sure that your hands are walked forward enough so that your back is not collapsing in on itself. And we're going to bring one leg up and pulse. So I'm really flexing my foot here, really exposing the heel. Just like we do in our side thrust kick and just like we do in our back kick. Pulsing, pulsing. This does not have to be a big movement. You should feel this mainly in your glutes, and if you're not, try raising it a little higher. You might be coming down low, which is going to activate a little bit more hamstring. 2, 1, out, extended, and pulse. Now this one really, if you're really feeling it in your hamstrings, raise it up and go a little higher. Your toe doesn't have to point exactly to the ground if your body doesn't want to do that. And that's the same with your side thrust kick and your back kick. Your toe might not completely point towards the ground, but that's kind of the goal, is to be aiming more towards the ground. Less than 10 seconds here. You're doing awesome. 2, 1, mule kick. So just like our back kick. Remember, squeeze at the top, just like we did in our squat back kicks. Squeeze. Give it a second at the top there. We don't want to just be doing this. That's not really doing a whole lot for your glutes. Exercises like these really benefit from that, taking that time to pulse or focus on the squeeze of the muscle you're trying to target. 3, 2, 1, and fire hydrants. If you want, you can add the little roundhouse kick, but if you do, I recommend coming up, extend, coming down. So not just flicking it out, because that's momentum. Again, we want to use our muscles and not momentum. Now I can't see my timer. Less than 10. 2, 1. All right. I'm still got a whole other side to go, so let's just get right into it when you're ready. Coming up. Try to make sure that you've got a nice neutral lower back. We don't want to be collapsing. So you can always put your hand back there if you can balance, just to feel it. Or you can think about engaging your abs a little more, and that should pretty much at least help to make sure that your back is not doing funny things. As small pulses as you can. And pulsing with an extended leg. Raising that a little higher if you need to get more glute engagement. If you're not feeling the glute engagement on these too, another thing you can do is turn your toe out towards the wall and see if that doesn't help. Might target a little bit more gluteus medius, but as long as you're feeling it, that's what's important. And mule kicks, or back kicks, however you want to think of them. Bringing that knee up and fully extending out. the top. Keep breathing. You've got it. You are almost done with this workout. This is the last thing we're doing. And then you get to go enjoy the sunshine or do whatever it is you do on Friday nights, switching to that roundhouse kick or fire hydrant. And again, squeezing at the top. 10 seconds, you got it. Don't forget to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's do a little child's pose. Breathing deeply, exhaling fully, and let's sit it over on one side. So kind of like what we were doing in child's pose, but I'm just leaning onto one hip. And other side when you're ready. And that about wraps it up for this week. Okay. Let's do some chest openers. So I know that back kicks and side kicks can be a little bit tricky, and it might be a little bit challenging not having somebody there to ask questions directly, but you guys can always leave questions in the comments. You can also go to past videos where we have broken it down a little bit more. There's a lot of our videos on the Valari's YouTube channel. Let's do some helicopters. But yeah, if you ever have any direct questions, just feel free to message us or comment, and we'll get back to you. But hopefully this prepares you, a little side stretch here, for coming back to do plenty of back kicks and side kicks on the bags here at the dojo. Other side. One more time. All right, let's do one leg back. If you need to, you can hang onto a chair, wall, another human that you're quarantined with, if they're willing to do that. Try to keep that knee nice and soft, and let's bring it around. Rotating that ankle a little bit, and let's switch. If you're having trouble balancing, you can hold your hand out like I'm doing. I have a friend who likes to point at things that are non-moving, something on the wall, that helps her balance. You can also put your hand on your center of gravity. And bring it around. Now let's rotate that ankle. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. Oh, what just came off me? All right. So let's finish up with one big deep breath as a class. So virtual class. Inhaling up, exhaling down. To the side for you. Get a little hamstring stretch in here. Let's shake out our arms. Roll out our shoulders. And when you're ready, we're going to shake our head no in a nice big movement. We're going to nod our head yes in a nice big movement. And we're going to tuck our tail, breathing in and in. Coming up one vertebrae at a time. Full body stretch at the top. And release. Awesome work today, you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you guys on Monday at 6 p.m.